Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today on this episode, we're just kind of idling around on this lake that I've been fishing a lot recently in Arkansas, but primarily shallow because, you know, most of the fish have been spawning and they just haven't been offshore as much. But as it gets warmer, I know that these fish are going to start moving off into some offshore places for their summer patterns. And so I'm just kind of doing a little bit of exploring. You know, I get questions about side scan a lot and how to recognize what you're looking at on the screen. And so I wanted to kind of show you guys one of the keys to understanding what you're looking at on side scan. So what we've got here, we've got a full Lowrance system. We've got the Lowrance 3-in-1 transducer. And so we've got it on side scan here, 100 foot from side to side. And a lot of people, when they're looking at these screens, they're looking for actual objects that of interest, whether it's a fish or a stump or a tree. And sometimes that's really hard to tell what you're looking at if you're just looking for the object. However, as you can see here, we've got a bunch of sonar shadows. So shadows that are being cast from objects. And really, to me, the shadows that are cast from an object are the most important things to look for, okay? So just like shining a flashlight in the dark, the sonar beams that are cast from the transducer are going to hit an object, and when it can't go past an object, it's gonna cast a shadow just like that flashlight. And so you can see here, we've got all of these trees that are growing on the edge of this creek channel. Can't really see them above the surface because they've broken off. But I can tell that they're standing timber because those shadows are pretty long. So the objects themselves are just kind of short, squat, very small, bright spots, okay? But the shadow is telling me that that's a pretty tall object. If you see a fish mark over here to the side, if you find the corresponding shadow, you can tell how far off the bottom that fish is suspending. So shadows are very, very important, and sometimes they're the most important factor to be able to actually identify that there's an object there. Like if I'm looking for brush piles, really I'm looking for shadows more so than the brush piles themselves, because brush pile will show up as a bright spot like this, but that right there is a school of bait fish, because I can tell that the shadow that it's casting is separated from the actual object. And that's a really key point, is if the shadow isn't attached to that object, like these trees here, the shadow connects to those trees, I know that it is attached to the bottom. But if it's a shadow that is disconnected from the corresponding object, the bright spot, I know that object or fish is suspended off of the bottom. So anyways, guys, this was just kind of a video designed to just kind of make you realize that shadows are really important for distinguishing what you're looking at on your sonar, and they're really, really easy to tell because they're very high contrast. So anyways, guys, that's how I use my side scan to kind of understand what I'm looking at, or that's one of the ways that I use it. If you have any questions at all, make sure you drop a comment below. Other than that, make sure you like, share, subscribe, check out bassboatelectronics.com, and I'm gonna see you out on the water. Trust the process.